Title: Alejandra's Decision. Alejandra was an 18-year-old girl with big dreams and a life ahead of her. She was about to finish high school and planned to study architecture at the University Ciudad. She was always a responsible girl. But that night, everything changed. It was Friday night, and her friends convinced her to go to a party at a classmate's house. Alejandra, who she rarely went out, she accepted with the promise that it would only be for a while. At the party, the colorful lights, the music, and the laughter enveloped her. She felt free for a moment, forgetting the advice that her parents always repeated to her. Alejandra, always take care of yourself. Don't make decisions you might regret. Everything seemed to be going well until she met Javier, a charismatic and older boy than her. He was charming, he knew exactly what to say to make her feel special. Between laughter and drinks, the connection between them grew. Alejandra didn't realize how many drinks she had taken until everything began to blur. In that state of euphoria and confidence, he spent the night with Javier. The next day, he woke up in his bed with a feeling of emptiness and confusion. He doesn't remember with many details, but he assumed it had been just another night. What he didn't know was that that decision would change his life forever. A few weeks later, Alejandra began to feel different. Náuseas por las mañanas, cansancio extremo y un retraso en su ciclo menstrual. Decidió comprar una prueba de embarazo, esperando que fuera solo una falsa alarma. Pero no lo fue. Las dos líneas en el test: seasickness in the mornings, extreme tiredness, and a delay in her menstrual cycle. She decided to buy a pregnancy test, hoping it was just a false alarm. But it wasn't. The 2 lines on the test, they were clear. She was pregnant. In shock, Alejandra locked herself in her room for hours.
Finally, she gathered the courage to tell her parents. "How could you, Alejandra?" her mother claimed, see on tears in his eyes.
We always told you to take care of yourself, to think about your future. No puedo creerlo, added his father, with a mixture of sadness and anger.
We warned you again and again, and ajo to this. Alejandra didn't know what to answer. The only thing she could do was cry. She knew she had made a mistake, but she also knew she had to face it. Javier's rejection decided not to NF. To rend this alone, Alejandra looked for Javier to tell him the news. She found him in the cafeteria where he used to spend time with his friends.
"Javier, we need to talk. I'm pregnant," she said with her voice trembling.
Javier looked at her, surprised, but his reaction was not what she expected.
Are you sure it's mine? He asked, crossing his arms. Of course I am. You and I. Well, you know what happened that night.
Javier got up, shaking his head.
Look, Alejandra, I can't take charge of this. I have my own plans, and this isn't part of them.
Don't look for me again. Alejandra, she felt the world crumbling around her. She was alone, without the support of the baby's father, and now she had to face the consequences of her decision. A new beginning. Despite everything, Alejandra decided to go ahead with the pregnancy.
Her parents, although disappointed at first, gradually began to support her. "We cannot change what happened, but we can help you move forward," her mother told her.
Hugging her one day. During the following months, Alejandra had to abandon her university plans and look for a job to help with the baby's expenses. It wasn't easy. While her friends, they published photos of their new experiences at the university, she spent her days between medical consultations and workdays. When her son was born, everything changed. Alejandra looked at him for the first time and felt a mixture of love and fear. He knew that his life would never be the same, but he also understood that he now had a reason to fight. With time, he learned to adapt. He enrolled in night classes to continue studying, and, with the help of her parents, she managed to take care of her son while working. Each day was a challenge, but also a lesson in strength. A lesson for the vida Alejandra always remembered that night as a turning point. She couldn't change the past, but she could make sure to learn from it. Now, when she looked at her son, she didn't see a mistake, but a new opportunity. Therefore, always think about the consequences of your decisions. Take care of yourself, value your future, and do not put your dreams at risk. And